Now let us discuss about AR diagrams, naming conventions and design issues. Under this, let us discuss about the summary of notations for AR diagrams. For this I have to go further and back forth, means I have to go back to the AR diagram on the company database schema, what we have already discussed or on which we are discussing in a whole chapter, and how this naming conventions are made, how these namings are done. We have to concentrate here. Now if you go by some naming methods here, for entities we have defined names as employee, department, project, correct. Similarly, dependent, these things we have taken it as entities, and you can see usually the entities we specify with the capital letters, even the relationships. And entities, if you look into the diagram, it is given in the rectangular boxes. Let us go and check it. See here, employee is an entity, department is an employee entity, project is an entity. These are normal entities. Dependent is also entity, which we call it as a weak entity. Dependent is called as a weak entity. Similarly, we got a relationship types, which we have specified in the diamond boxes or a diamond shape boxes. Works for, manages, controls and works on, these are all relationships here which are specified in the diamond boxes. You can see here how it is specified. Works for, manages and works on. So double diamond box, it's a weak relationship type. Similarly, dependent is also weak relationship type. Now I would like to go with the summarization here. So when we specify the entity, we specify it in the rectangular boxes, and when we specify the weak entities, we are specifying it in the double line rectangular boxes, and weak relationship in a double line diamond, whereas relationship in the diamond. There in the ER diagram you can see employee, a department or a project we have defined in a rectangular boxes, those are entities. Similarly, works on, works for, these are all relationship, we have specified it in the diamond boxes. And attributes, we are defining it in a oval shaped. So three types of attributes you can see here. So that I want to clarify first, then I will go to the next topics. So simple attribute we give it in a oval box, whereas key attribute, about that we have discussed, such as name of the employee, which is having a unique key, and also the SSN number of the employee, which is having a primary key. These are key attributes. If you go back and look into the figure, you see here these are all attributes you can see in this diagram. So you can simply go with this. These are all key attributes. Sorry, attributes. Sorry, not employee, only up to this. These are all attributes. Okay. SSN, you can see it is underlined, it is a key attribute. Okay. And if you see this yes, location, it is a weak attribute, or you can so I will just discuss what it is, so we will come back to that. So here, like that, we can define key attribute and weak attributes. Let us discuss about the composite attributes. Once again we will go back and check it. So this is a composite attribute. Name is split into first name, MINIT, middle name and last name. So this is a composite attribute. So like that we can specify. And one more thing is there, when we talk about these attributes are connected to the entity through these lines. Composite attributes are connected to the compound attribute through the line. So these straight lines are joining these attributes to the entities. So this is how how the ER notations are done. And derived attributes, so it is given in a dotted line. That also we will check how it is. See here, number of employees, it is given in a derived attribute of a department, it is given in a dotted notations or a dotted oval. So like that we can specify. Now let us see how these attributes are specified. As we have discussed, attributes are defined in an oval shape, and through straight line it is connected to the entity. Similarly, the component attributes of the composite attributes are attached to the oval, so that we have seen here in the previous one. This is a composite attribute which is connected to the compound attribute. Then through this straight line it is connected to the entity, that we can see it in this particular diagram. Here you see compound attribute, composite attribute, and these are connected through the straight lines. Now we have a multi-value attributes shown in double ovals. Yes, that I had told you. I will come back and I will tell you this. Location is a double value attributes where a street address, the home address, or a apartment number or a building number, such information it will contain. So location is a multi-value attribute, and multi-value attributes are given in yeah, its name itself suggests, in double lined oval. Then key attributes, as we know that it is underlined, so the key attributes are specified like this. SSN is a key attributes which is specified with the underline. Similarly, the derived attributes are shown in dotted ovals. That too we have seen. So derived attributes are given in dotted ovals, the number of employees working in a department. That also we have seen in the ER diagram. We have already gone with this. Then let us discuss about a weak entity type dependent. About this separate topic we have discussed, which is given in double lined rectangular boxes dependent of for a dependent employee, and similarly double diamond shaped information for dependent of that, sorry, the relationship, weak entity relationship, the relationship between a strong entity and a weak entity defined by a double diamond shaped symbol. Here you see double diamond shaped symbol. It is defining a weak entity relationship, and the partial key of the weak entity types is underlined with the dotted lines. That too we have seen how it is defined. So dotted underline, we have to go back and check in the ER diagram. Here you see the name of the dependent. It is given with the dotted underline. So if it is defined with the dotted underline, yeah, derived attribute shown in dotted ovals, that we have discussed. Then and in figure we can see that the cardinality ratio is also defined. This type of cardinality ratio is defined by 1:n, like that. And about the cardinality ratio also we have discussed in the previous videos. So it will be 1:1 and 1:n. So what is 1:1, what is 1:n, we have already discussed. And this defined with the department employee works for department, and work here if you consider this cardinality ratios, 1:1 is for managers between department and employee, and 1:n is between department and employee who works for certain department, and m:n for works on, which is the employee working on department, working on a project. It may be one or more than one project, and those concepts we have already discussed.